Hello and welcome back. I'm here with Alex, and we're going to start another episode of Whole Flip or Dump, which is the show where we review three tokens randomly chosen or chosen with some rhyme or reason occasionally, and we pick one to hold, one to flip, and one to dump. Um, and with the idea of holding for the long term, flipping for short term gains, or dumping to get out as soon as possible. And this week, what do we have on the agenda, Alex?
Yes, so we've got three tokens that have been performing very well in the past 7 days. So starting with Aave, it's a lending protocol. We've got Avalanche. Robin, you know more about this than I do, so it'll be good to hear what you can bring to that conversation. And then finally, we've got Mockcoin, which is brand new to me. Price looks very interesting. There's a price action. And yeah, we've got a couple news before looking into the tokens. So, what have you got today?
So let me just find more coin. There we go. Okay, I'm ready. So first bit of news: Solana climbs 8.1% following VanEck's SEC filing for Sol-based ETF. So this is the news that not only will we have we do have a Bitcoin ETF and potentially a Ethereum ETF in the pipeline, but Solana is joining the party. And the market has instantly reacted. It's gone up 8.1% against the US dollar. Apart from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, Solana now boasts the highest daily trading volume amongst all other crypto assets, which is an impressive stat. That doesn't mean that the ETF is approved or that it will definitely happen at all, but this is a good sign for anyone that has any SOL, and a good sign for the ecosystem in general. And yeah, let's hope that it goes through, because this is going to be big for Solana. Alex, I know you're a Solana bull. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think this is great. It is. Don't. I'm going to misquote this probably, but a few days ago there was some information about Solana-related products that are trading currently, and they're priced at $1,000 a piece. So what that means is that they're pricing it almost 10 times the value of what the token itself is. So it does look like if a ETF was approved, it could be quite good for the token itself. But yeah, I don't know. I think that in any case, with all the other ETFs, everybody got very excited. Everybody thought the price is going to go to the moon, but we got stuck. Bitcoin ETF got approved. Nothing's really happened. The Ethereum ETF got approved. Nothing's really happened. So I don't know if the ETF would actually have a great effect on Solana, but still great news. More capital that could be flowing into the ecosystem.
Yeah, we did briefly break all-time high records with Bitcoin, and a lot of that I think was down to the ETF, and potentially that could happen. We haven't actually seen inflows yet, of course, with the Ethereum ETF, so we'll have to wait and see what the actual impact of that is. But yeah, it's right now the market. Let's just have a look. Right now, the market is not doing too well. In the last month, the total crypto market cap is down. Peaked around 2.8 billion at the beginning of June, and then down now to around 2.4 trillion. And you can see Bitcoin dominance has slightly decreased, but more or less static. And Ethereum, I think, has gained a little bit in dominance there. What are we at here? Ethereum 17%. We started at 15, so a couple of points. So yeah, the market is not doing too well. Let's look at a little bit of a larger time window. Actually flat over the last 3 months, having seen some peaks a couple of months ago, but nothing terrible. Still, we all march on towards this decentralized future. What was my other bit of news? Let's have a look. Let's close that. So yeah, this is the news that MicroStrategy has bought 11,931 more Bitcoin for a cool $786 million. MicroStrategy seems to just be buying Bitcoin whenever possible, leveraging their own stock price and their own performance to buy more and more Bitcoin. And apparently they're never going to sell. So it continues to just grow a huge pile of Bitcoin, pumps the price of the stock, and then leverages that to buy more. It seems to be working for them, at least at these Bitcoin prices. And if there is another, like if the bull run continues, or if we continue to see all-time high records, then this strategy is going to keep paying off. But insane amounts of Bitcoin. How many Bitcoin do you have, Alex?
Definitely not that many. But yeah, I think it's good news, I guess. Although I'm not sure if it's good news, because it means that all Bitcoin is going to the same pair of hands. But yeah, MicroStrategy has been always a big supporter of crypto, so I'm guessing that it does make sense for their strategy. I must say I don't know a lot about MicroStrategy. Don't know whether it's good for the ecosystem for them to have such huge amount of supply of Bitcoin or not. But in any case, it's good that this is making the news and hopefully bringing more eyes to the ecosystem, which is essentially what we need.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look at who the largest Bitcoin holders are, because it's been a while since I've checked this statistic. Let's see, who owns the most Bitcoin in 2024? Who holds the most Bitcoin in 2024? Let's have a look. Bitcoin ownership distribution. 21 million Bitcoin is held by individuals, and businesses is that smaller slice here. Funds, ETFs, governments. I think the US government is one of the larger holders of Bitcoin at the moment. And then lost Bitcoin is estimated to be 3.7 million BTC. And actually the early Satoshi wallets also have a significant share there. So can we find out who the largest holders are? 1 billion plus. This is not going to be big enough, is it? Let's see. Can we see that?
Nope.
The downside of having a small window. Okay.
Oh,
so
there we go. You've got
individual
Michael
Bitcoin
Saylor.
whales. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Winklevoss twins, following their settlement with Mark Zuckerberg for $65 million, they put a lot of that into the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's estimated the Winklevoss twins own 70,000 Bitcoin at the moment. Tim Draper, the VC that has been interested in Bitcoin for a while, so much so that he made one initial purchase of 40,000 Bitcoin at the Mt. Gox exchange, but all of that was lost. And then Michael Saylor, the founder and chairman of MicroStrategy, revealed in an October 2020 tweet that he personally held 17,732 Bitcoin. Wow. So yeah, that's a lot. And he's probably got more now.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Yeah, that's all my news for today. Over to you, Alex.
Yeah, so a couple of things have been happening that I think they're quite cool, to be honest. One of them is this new option for blockchain links, or so-called blinks. And there's a lot of these kind of products that are popping up at the moment. The idea with this is that you can create a link that just shows you a UI to purchase crypto assets directly on any website. And this is how it looks like on Twitter. You can essentially, just bet on, horse racing. I'm guessing this is to do with one of those decentralized betting applications that Solana has. But in any case, you can just copy and paste a link, and then Twitter will provide you the UI directly. So a lot easier, because then users don't need to go to a random URL to make a purchase or to interact with your product. They can do it directly from Twitter, which just essentially reduces that the number of clicks for the user. And a important thing to note is that you can only do that with Phantom or Backpack, which are two Solana-based wallets. But again, Phantom is the most downloaded app. One of the most downloaded apps in the world, is the wallet that most users in crypto have. at this moment in time, and was the most downloaded application, finance-related application in the UK at some point. So there's a lot of Phantom users, and having something like this definitely will drive more and more people to download it and interact with crypto, because it's also cross-chain. So it's not just for Solana, includes all EVM and Bitcoin. But what's cool about this is that there was another post talking about a very similar product, but for Bitcoin-based products. So now you can also embed links on Twitter to make purchases of runes. So yeah, again, just a different thing, but it's still a blockchain link. So Robin, what do you think about this?
I like it, although I'm instantly thinking about security and hacking, because this kind of thing, anytime you have embedded transactions, it becomes a little bit risky, because not only do you have to trust the sites that you're on, you also have to trust that the site hasn't been hacked and that they're not displaying a link to a rogue website. So great in theory. In practice, they're going to have to be very, very careful about security, because one of the main checks you do on any website is the domain and the link that you're being sent to. However, if they're embedding links on other websites, you lose that level of security, and you have to be. I mean, I don't fully understand how this works. Bear in mind, so this could be already. They might have already thought of this, but if you're connecting your wallet through another page, like through Twitter or something else, you have to be sure what you're connecting your wallet to, and sure that the transaction and the contract or whatever you're interacting with is the one you're expecting. It seems like they have some sort of whitelisting feature, so I think they're probably being very careful about this. But yeah, if you're trying this out, just be cautious, I would say. Make sure that you're not signing any transactions that might be might have been hijacked in any way.
Yeah, of course. Always careful out there. Anybody can get their wallet drained. So yeah, I'll move on to hopefully some a bit simpler news as well. So we've got a new world record in crypto. So Telegram-based apps have been growing quite a lot. We've spoken about them a few times in this series of recordings. One of them was Notcoin. We did a review for the project a few weeks back, and now there is a Telegram-based game, Hamster Combat, that claims to be the third project ever to reach 100 million users incredibly fast. So consider this is an app on Telegram, and Telegram has reported about 800 to 900 million monthly active users. So Hamster Combat is claiming to have 200 million users in 3 months. So like about a third or close to a third of all Telegram users are playing this game. Seems a bit crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, that's very high.
And they've also grown their YouTube channel incredibly fast. 10 million subscribers in about a week, and they've reported, in May they reported about $5.2 million in ad revenue. So just seems ridiculous amounts for a brand new project. So yeah, anyways, claiming to be the third project to reach 150 million users, one of them being Threads by Facebook and also Pokemon Go. So here you have it. And Robin, what do you think about this?
It's interesting to see these kind of viral apps taking off, and I think Telegram is the perfect platform for that, because they've already got this huge user base, like you said, and also they have these viral hooks built in, so it's easy to share. It reminds me a little bit of Facebook, when those Farmville and other apps took off. When Facebook launched their apps platform, everybody took advantage of these social loops that were already accessible in Facebook, and the popularity of these apps just skyrocketed. It was like choose which Harry Potter house you're in, and then every time you get a result, you share it directly on your social graph, and it just explodes in popularity. Of course, there was a dark side to all of this, and there was Cambridge Analytica and lots of backlash about how these techniques were being used and exploited. But this, I think, for crypto could be the start of a wave of these social hooks being built into apps, so that you're able to not only participate in a blockchain and maybe get some credits and play a game and do all those things, but also once you've done that, you have direct access to all of your Telegram contacts who you can push this on as well. So my theory is we're just seeing the start of this. I would question these numbers as well. This sounds like too good to be true, but if it is true, then and like a third of all Telegram users are already using it, then that's incredible and something to be very proud of. So I guess there's two of us here now. Statistically, one of us is going to be using it very soon. So I'll be interested to see what it's like. I might even try it myself. Who knows?
Why not? You might have actually two people in this virtual room using it very soon. So, yeah, there we go. Cool. So that's the news. Let's move on to some token analysis. Once again, we've got Aave, we've got Avalanche, and we've got Mockcoin. So Aave, quite popular lending protocol, has been around for quite a while. Avalanche, also quite popular. Mockcoin is, I guess, brand new to both of us. So let's start with Aave.
Yeah, like you said, Aave is a lending protocol, one of the largest, if not the largest. It's been around for many years and is a kind of cornerstone of blockchain lending. I think they do things like flash loans and other things as well. They do like audits, and I think their offering is quite diverse. But they like I think pretty much anyone that's been in the blockchain space for a while would have heard of Aave. They've been since the beginning, certainly of the DeFi boom. Let's have a look at the price over time. Let's have a look at the max graph, because they have been around since 2020. The token went live by the looks of it, and this was during the of 2021. So this was like DeFi summer, I guess you could call it, and did very well. The token price peaked at around $600, just over $600, and then kind of been going down and pretty much static since then. We're now at 93, hovering around the $100 mark. But the thing that I don't understand, that maybe I don't know, Alex, but the thing about Aave is, what is the relationship between the token and the platform? Is there any benefit to holding Aave if the platform is particularly profitable or particularly doing well? Do you benefit as a token holder? The tokenomics, I guess, is what I'm asking. What are the benefits to holding Aave? Do you know?
As far as I understand, there is no actual direct correlation between platform usage and the token price. Once again, so Aave has been around for quite a while. The founders of Aave, they also created a social protocol called Lens protocol. And, there's been a lot of conversation around whether they are actually focused on one project or another, because they're both really big ambitions. They're quite large projects. Now, Aave, as you can see, so hasn't really recovered since 2021. We can look at the tokenomics for sure, but if I remember correctly, there's, again, no incentives for people to hold the token apart from participating in governance voting. But we can look into it. I was trying to open CoinMarketCap and see if it gives me any information. There's nothing there. So if that happens, there's, again, two options. We can go to DeFi Llama, and also token unlocks. We can look into token unlocks and see if anything's coming up. Although actually, let me just go back, because CoinMarketCap has this new feature. It's also showing all the unlocks. Oops, here.
Interesting.
There's a new tab on CoinMarketCap, token unlocks. You can have it right there, and I don't see Aave anytime soon. So
the other feature of Aave, of course, is being able to earn yield on depositing your tokens. So that's another way of getting some tokens back. So let's say I've got a lot of one token, I can put it into a lending protocol, and every time somebody borrows that token, I earn some yield, and it's all decentralized and it's all automatic. So yeah, that's kind of been around since 2020, 2021, I think. And another way to just, instead of letting your assets rot in a hot wallet, you can put them into a lending protocol and just let them gradually build up yields, and that will vary depending on the supply and demand, I think, of the lending protocol. But yeah, a good way to get yield. I think it's not crazy amounts. I don't think. It depends on the asset, of course, but it's better than nothing, definitely.
No, I mean, in any case, the project itself is brilliant. I think it's a great solution, and a lot of people are using it, whether they know it or not. So, but as you can see on DeFi Llama, there's no very direct correlation between the product itself and the token. There was a bit of a hype in 2021, as we can see there, and also TVL grew a lot in 2021. But obviously, everything crashed afterwards. And while TVL has been growing, the price of the token itself has been quite flat. I'd like to find any information on unlocks and what's happening with the TVL. It doesn't look like there's anything major apart from an ecosystem reserve that's going to come. It's going to be in August. So this summer there will be a new set of supply that comes into the market. It's not very aggressive unlock, as you can see, but it looks like it's the start of a new vesting period that will end in 2029, and that will be 100% of the tokens being in the market. Yeah, other than that, I don't see a lot. There's no new tokens coming into the market according to DeFi Llama, so there shouldn't be a huge amount of sell pressure on this. So I think that probably the price struggles overall due to the fact that just there's no benefit to holding apart from speculating and voting.
Interesting. This is so there's a bit of news from the block. Aptos Foundation proposes deploying Aave version 3 on Aptos network. So this, I think, would be a way of expanding the Aave protocol outside of traditional EVM blockchains. Aptos, I think we've reviewed on this channel before, and there we go. The Aptos Foundation, an organization supporting the development of Layer 1 blockchain, Aptos, has proposed deploying a version of, has proposed deploying a version of Aave version 3, the open source liquidity protocol, on the Aptos mainnet. So that would be an interesting development, and potentially accessing a whole new market for Aave. Potentially this could be the reason for the most recent spike.
Yeah, it could be. I'd like to see what Aptos's TVL. So 350 million is not a huge amount of TVL on the Aptos ecosystem. So if they start with an Aave fork or whatever it is, and I don't know, they attract at least 1 to 10% of this TVL, then yeah, it could be great for Aave for sure. So, but again, I'm not entirely sure how beneficial that would be for the token itself. The protocol, great, but I'm not sure how good that is for the project.
Yeah, that's a good question. Another bit of news here. Aave DAO evaluates joining Lido Alliance to boost staked Ethereum markets. Aave's decentralized autonomous organization is evaluating a proposal to join the Lido Alliance and establish a dedicated market for the liquid staking protocol's staked Ethereum token. So that would be another use for Steth, which is like a Ethereum derivative, I guess you could call it. Maybe using it within the Aave protocol. That could be an interesting development as well. It seems like there's a couple of proposals out on the Aave governance system at the moment. So maybe that's the market is responding to these proposals, and that's why we're seeing this spike in the price.
Yeah, it could be. There is an integration with Lido Finance already, and this is something that became quite popular when it came out, that you can take loans with your STETH that you're earning. So that means is that you can deposit your ETH on Lido to earn STETH, use that STETH to get a loan from Aave to get more ETH that you deposit on your Lido pool to get additional STETH, and you loop it. Very risky, I think. Never done it. It's not financial advice, of course. None of this is financial advice. But I do know that there is that popular integration where people deposit that ETH and they just rinse and repeat with staked ETH tokens. So yeah, I guess it's just further integration and getting just more utility. Price-wise, I mean, it looks like the peak was around, what is this? Like almost $600. We're very far from it. We're now at $97. It needs a lot of capital to get back to that 6x. So yeah, tricky if the token has no value within the whole ecosystem. It's just purely for voting purposes. It's very difficult. Market cap stands at 1.4, which is not bad again. But again, it would require 6 times the capital, so to get to 6 billion. So doing very quick math, but it needs at least $5 billion worth of capital in order to reach the previous all-time highs, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's been a long DeFi winter for some protocols, I guess, and it seems like that's still the case really with Aave, but it's still around. It's obviously proven its worth, and it's definitely showing no signs of going anywhere soon. So I think it's probably a long-term, relatively safe bet. But yeah, we'll get to that in our decisions later on.
Yeah.
Are you happy to move on to Avalanche?
Let's do it. I don't know much about Avalanche, so I'll let you take the lead on this.
So Avalanche, I first came across Avalanche because they have a pretty comprehensive API for accessing blockchain data. So it simplifies things as a developer. If you want to know, for example, the price of certain assets, or you want to look up the metadata for a certain NFT or NFT collection. Historically, if you wanted to access that information, you might have to run a node or access the data manually through the blockchain. But with Avalanche, they make it much easier. So they build tools for developers to simplify the things that just take time, and you don't necessarily want to reinvent the wheel every time you build a blockchain app. So they let you just access this information very simply. If you're building a dApp, or if you're a blockchain developer, chances are you've come across Avalanche. And they've been around for a little while now. I certainly have been using them personally for a while. Let's see, the token since September 2020. And just like Aave, we saw a peak in 2021 of just over $125. And now we're sitting at around $30. So again, a big decrease, but this is another blockchain infrastructure company who are very popular in the space, and I don't see them going anywhere soon. But if we look at the last 7 days, we've seen a big increase, actually. Yeah, this is why we are looking at it, I guess. $24 up to pushing 30. So there's some bullish sentiment around Avalanche, which is counter to the market at whole. So it'd be interesting to know why that might be. What have you found, Alex? Anything interesting?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand who's building on Avalanche. I do know it was quite popular for games during the previous bull run, but there's not a lot of information as to what games are building on Avalanche at the moment. So yeah, I'm trying to identify that because, as we've mentioned several times, there are several narratives that are becoming very, very popular and that are meant to be leading the next bull run because that's what's going to attract more people. Web3 gaming is one of them. And I do know Avalanche had a major exposure to Web3 games. NFTs, as we know, not doing great. And DeFi, I'm not really sure how big the DeFi landscape is in Avalanche. But yeah, gaming is quite big, but I cannot find what games are building on Avalanche.
Yeah, I think Avalanche is competing with other EVM blockchains, other EVM layer twos. So the likes of Base and Blast and even Polygon. I think, like the other layer twos, Avalanche's gas fee is very low, so that attracts gaming applications. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if this website exists, but it would definitely be interesting to see some comparison of blockchain usage, transaction numbers, and things like that. Because I think there's a layer 2 beat. Have you come across that, Alex? There's a I think that's a website which gives us this kind of information. Let's have a look. Yeah, data availability activity. There we go. Let's see what we can find. We've got a ranking here of transactions per second for the past 24 hours by the looks of it. You can see that Base is very high up there, as is Arbitrum, obviously Ethereum, Blast, Mantle. You can see all the layer 2s further down here. Let's see where Avalanche is. Nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, also something that I'm noticing, I'm on the Avalanche Explorer. And if you look into transactions, this is directly from their blockchain data. There was a major spike somewhere here in December 23. So if we go back to December 23, where is December 23? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there was a bit of a spike. There was an initial not all-time high, but there was a new high in the market. Now there's a secondary top that happened here in March, but that doesn't really correlate with the number of transactions. There is daily active senders in April 23 as an all-time peak. But if we go back, then not much happened in April, to be honest. So I'm not really sure how network usage is directly linked to token price. So yeah, I'm guessing that's something important to find out. Is there any fees paid with the token, and does that affect the price positively or negatively?
Yeah, I'm looking here at so the price has risen 6.39%. The trading volume for the coin has tumbled 42% over the past week. Interesting. So there's no like obvious reason for this spike in the price. So I'm guessing there's just some general bullish sentiment around Avalanche for some reason. But yeah, like we always say with blockchain coins or native tokens, you should really try and find out some usage data and what is being built on the platform, what projects are using it, because that will influence the future success. It's only blockchain is only as good as the sum of its projects, and if nothing's been built there, then it's not gonna do anything. And of course, blockchain gaming has been the target for a lot of layer twos over the years, and it's a very, very competitive market. So I wonder which, like you said, which games are on Avalanche and how big are they and how are they doing? But more research is definitely needed.
Yeah, something that I'd like to highlight is what makes Avalanche unique. And first sentence really says there is attempting to solve the blockchain trilemma. This is something we've mentioned several times in these recordings. One of them was with Sei. We reviewed Sei, which is, again, one of these Solana killers, and looking to resolve, or apparently they're claiming they've solved it. While Avalanche is saying that they're attempting to, so they're not claiming they've resolved that blockchain trilemma. For anybody, just for educational purposes, I highly recommend just looking for this page on CoinMarketCap about the blockchain trilemma. And in summary, it says that you cannot really have a secure, scalable, and cheap blockchain. So if you want it secure and cheap, it will not be scalable. If you want a scalable and secure, it will not be cheap, and so on. So that's why this is quite interesting. A lot of people have heard that it's something that Vitalik, who's the founder of Ethereum, he just said it just to cover himself, because Ethereum is very secure. It's scalable to a certain extent if you add new layers, but it's definitely not cheap. So who knows if that was just to cover himself and as an excuse of saying, oh, it's impossible to have all three, or whether it is something that is actually impossible to do, and blockchains or projects like Avalanche are unique, trying to resolve that trilemma. So yeah, quite an interesting article. Go check it out, just educational purposes, like everything else we do here. And Robin, anything else, or should we move on to MogCoin?
I'll conclude with this quote from Stani Kulachov, founder of Aave, because we've just been speaking about Aave. Avalanche Consensus is well suited for building DeFi applications due to its scalability features, particularly its high throughput and near instant finality. So there you go. That's why somebody might be building on Avalanche. But yes, let's come back to that with a little bit later, and let's move on to MogCoin, which I know nothing about. What do you know, Alex?
I know nothing. Apparently, it's been around for a year now, July 23, and price-wise was absolutely, it was flat line all the way until February this year, and somehow it's just gone up. As you can see, wow, 11,000%. It's
That's
gone
crazy.
up 11,000%. So
it's very unusual we see a graph like this. This is something. Well, I guess I'm guessing it's a meme coin, but yeah, it's usually you see a spike near the start, and then you see a gradual long tail of decline. But this one is quite the opposite of that. Maybe there was, I guess, something happened around February this year to see that sudden spike. Maybe there was an event that caused it, or maybe it was just coinciding with the meme coin markets, which did actually spike around that time as well. We've seen meme coin gains across the board really this year. I think we're significantly up in terms of meme coins, not just Solana either. It's like other big meme coins on Ethereum and other blockchains have also done well. So this is obviously part of that. But why MogCoin? And is there even a reason other than because meme?
Looks like it's probably just because of meme. It's a bit crazy, 600 million market cap. And what the fuck is Mog? Mog is the internet's first culture coin. That's what they're claiming. So what have we got here? It's a movement and it's a way of life, like a lot of things and a lot of crypto websites.
Yeah.
Since day one, Mog has built its community organically from the ground up, with one goal in mind: to be a culture-defining force in the crypto ecosystem. Very standard, to be honest. I was going to say interesting, but it's what a lot of crypto companies are claiming constantly. They do seem to have some form of merchandise. But yeah, I must say I don't know. Oh, I love the look. Check this out.
It's very
Welcome back to
Windows 95. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. Okay. The pictures tell you everything. It looks like they're going for a Jackass type of branding. There we go. Have you found anything else? I'm not sure because it just looks like a merchandise store.
Yeah, I mean, I guess every meme coin has its little niche, but I'm not sure what the As Seen on TV thing is. Maybe they have some kind of partnership with some kind of TV service or show. That would certainly fit in with the Jackass vibes we're getting from the website. But yeah, like I don't think that. I mean, they've got a white paper, but with a meme coin, okay, it is just their website. Let's just have a quick look at their socials and hope that we don't go too far into it. But let's just have a brief look. Yeah, it's just memes. So, well, yeah, I don't think there's a huge amount to learn about this. But yeah, if with a meme coin, if I was to invest, which I have done in the past, I will say, but it's a huge risk, and you're betting on like the community and also just the market in general. It's just putting all your money in the casino, pretty much. But sometimes there are unique little things which turn out to be quite valuable. But you have to take a deep dive into the community, I think, and join their Discord and look at their Twitter and engage with their memeage. But obviously, something's working at the moment.
Something is working. I'm trying to find. This is something that's quite important to do on meme coins. So, grab the contract address, head over to Etherscan, and find out about their. Here we go, token tracker, and we're going to find out about their holders. Why? Because if there's several wallets that have most of the total supply, then that's a major red flag. So if we go to the holders, let's see what comes up. And okay, I'm going to have to move over. So 7% is on this wallet. I'm guessing it's a burn wallet. And then the next largest holder is 2%. Okay, so doesn't look that bad, to be fair. It does look like a very fair distribution. As a final thing is identifying whether it's 100% distributed. Generally with meme coins, there is 100% of the supply is live, but who knows? Maybe they've got actual tokenomics and we need to figure that out. I'm not able to see anything, so yeah, we can just find this out here. Total supply. It does seem like there is a potential vesting period with 25% left. 15% left of the supply. So just keen on finding out when that's going to come into the market. But apart from that, it's a meme. If you like meme coins, it's just about the community. Distribution of the supply seems okay, and prices are going up. So doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing. Chart goes up, right? If you're into meme coins, I mean, you were very, very lucky if you bought back in February because what did you say? 11,000%. That's insane.
11,000, almost 12,000. Yeah.
Not financial advice. If you want to play the meme coin game, then go ahead. It's not really for me, but yeah, maybe they'll continue to go up. Who knows? Maybe like people said the same thing about Dogecoin, Pepe, all the others, and they are still around. But how much space is there for new meme coins? I don't know. But yeah, are we? Anything else to say on Mobcoin, or should we move on to a decision?
Yeah, let's go to a decision. I'm trying to create a fund for us so we can see whether we would have been right or not. In the meantime, what would have you chosen?
Yeah, so just a reminder that we'll be doing a hold decision, a flip decision, and a dump decision. So holding, flipping, and dumping one of these tokens, and also we'll choose a percentage so that we can create a fund and come back and see how we've done in the future. It's something we've been doing in the last few episodes, and it's quite fun to do. So just to reiterate, not financial advice. We're just doing this for fun, and then we all come back and see, in theory, hypothetically, how much we would have gained or lost had we invested into these tokens. Obviously, do your own research if you are planning to invest in any of these tokens. But starting with Aave, quick recap. It's been around for a while. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, lending protocol. Some very smart people working behind the scenes, and they have consistently delivered in terms of technology and infrastructure. So the whole Bitcoin, the whole blockchain market is very volatile, but overall, Aave, I think, would be one of the less volatile assets you could probably find, and has been doing pretty well over the last. The last 3 months it's been flat, but as you can see, it dipped right down until June 2022. It was around $50. It's now roughly double that. So we've seen a steady increase, nothing crazy. But for me, this is a pretty safe bet. This is definitely a hold. And then in terms of flip, I've got to go for Mogcoin, actually, because yes, we're seeing some like big spikes now, but if your objective is to flip something, a meme coin is one way of doing it. Obviously, it's a big risk, but I'm going to go with Mobcoin, and then I'm going to dump Avalanche, actually, because I think that it's competing in a very competitive market. It, like a lot of the things that Avalanche has going for it, a lot of other blockchains do it better, in my experience. And I don't know a huge amount about the project, but what I do know is that it's going after some very competitive markets. So bit of a rogue decision there, but I'm going to dump Avalanche. So in terms of percentages, Aave, I'm actually going to go with a large. But this, I don't know why, but I'm feeling very conservative this week. I'm going to go for a 70% Aave holding, and then Mogcoin, I'm going to go for 20%, and then the remaining 10% I'll go for Avalanche. So yeah, like heavily Aave based. This is a long-term fund, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I feel slightly. Yeah, I think they're a bit different. I would hold Avalanche. Reason being is because I do know there is an unlock coming up, and then afterwards is a very steady increase of that supply. So it's not very aggressive, and I think that's quite good. So that means that there's still a bit of time for speculation and price changes. Aave, I will flip just because it looks like this was a bit of hype on the announcements. Again, going to the token unlocks that we saw earlier on DeFi Llama, there's a new set of tokens that are going to start vesting now, but then it just doesn't allow for a lot of room for more apart from just a bit of hype. So it means that it will probably remain very steady, very stable, like you said, Robin, but not a lot of room for major growth. And then I would dump Mobcoin, meaning as if I had it for a bit and I'm just getting rid of it as soon as possible because I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. Still unclear what happens with the remaining supply that is not there. Has it been burned? It requires a bit of information. And also, meme coins, you need to be in the community, and I am not. So that would be, for me, I would say a 50% holding for Avalanche. I will do 30% Aave and 20% Mog, just because why not? I have created a little fund for us. I'm not entirely sure how to pull this up on here actually. Currencies. Oh, I must say I'm a bit lost as
It
to how
used to
this.
be a portfolios section. I don't know if that has moved.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. But anyways, I created a portfolio. It was looking okay. Do we see portfolio anywhere? I don't see the portfolio. I'll have to. Let me just open this up a bit more. And there we go. I'll just open this up. Okay. Let's go back. Cool. So I created that profile. Oh, it's just not working. That's what's up. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, we're
Okay.
back. So 7th of July, I used those percentages. There's a slight overperformance. You know, we've outperformed BTC by, is that right? 20%. I guess because of Motcoin.
Yes.
98. That would make a bit of sense, at least. As you can see, yes, 200% increase and 50% on the lowest performing token in that fund. So there we go. Always good to diversify, to have different tokens, to do a bit of research, and hopefully outperform Bitcoin, which is, you know, sometimes can be quite good.
Yeah, we'll see if those meme coin gains continue. My personal theory is they won't, but I've been proved wrong before, and I'm happy to be proved wrong again.
Brilliant. Well, very interesting. Thank you so much. More next week. And yeah, let us know what you think, guys.
See you next week.